I'm gonna record tonight's session just to keep myself on track. Um, for the most part, but also hopefully you can get something out of it. Because I find when I record, it kind of keeps me on track more than if I'm just to mindlessly trade. Because it gives me something to look back on as well. And there's nothing better than listen to yourself in situations that are pretty stressful, I guess. Um, or just hearing your issues out loud or your thought process. But right now we are on Nasdaq. It is Tokyo session. It's been open for 13 minutes now. Long term, I'm looking for up. Um, so I did see a short opportunity, and I did actually take a short. Um, which was here. I ended up taking this short. Didn't go for. Got ended up getting break even. Um, it missed my target and came up to break even, got me out, which is a shame. I target 1.5, it got to 1.46. I think it was a bit. It did end up get me in a bit deeper, so it wasn't as close as it looks there. But yeah, it ended up coming out, get me out break even. Obviously went up. My bias is up, but I thought that was a good continuation trade. And then I was looking here, but I didn't take this because it was news. There was news at 12.50, which is exactly where I wanted to get in, which is a shame because it went straight down. It would have went straight down to my target there. Um, we closed the 15-minute range and we tested back up. Our 15-minute range was here, and we tested back up into it. Uh, no, sorry, it was this. We closed this. That was the 15-minute. Let me just go on this. I actually know what I'm looking at. Yeah, okay, so that's the low. We test up into the order block there. I was trying to, at that moment, I thought we could go down. So I did want to try that. Unfortunately, that was news. It did end up going down almost 3R, so it would have got me out immediately in this candle, which would have been nice, but unfortunately we didn't get that. And then session opened. My long-term bias right now is up anyway. Um, so we're just kind of waiting to see what we can get here right now. Hourly looks up. 4 hour with that aggressive looking hammer candle. It's definitely on set to go higher. Why do I think we're going higher? Because on the daily we close this low. We swept this low here. If we're sweeping this low, potentially we can come up to all-time highs, which is a shame. Wouldn't really want that to happen, but can definitely happen with the current framework. But regardless, we close this low here, so we can come to the order block here. And we also closed this other daily range as well, so maybe we just flip off of this. We didn't hold the low. Next level is going to be the open now. So we're just trying to see if we can get a long up to there. But if there's shorts, there will definitely be a short coming up, I'm sure. I actually don't think that would have been a bad opportunity. Unfortunately, I was recording this and going through everything, but we're at the top of this range here. We tap into fair value gap and the 5-minute order block, and then we sweep this high, foul, reject again. I think that would have been a great opportunity, really. No point having a stop loss any bigger than that. And obviously, it went straight to target, but I mean, it's easy to say that when it's hindsight, you know. But anyway, just flip through our time frames here. Um, yeah, so we closed the high here, so we can see a move back down into this order block. And we do have the overnight gap as well, so that's something else to look at. Overnight gap and the 15-minute order block open. Tokyo session low is here, so maybe we could see something like we close or we test into the bottom of this. I don't know why this keeps turning color. I don't know why it's cyan. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe we get a test into this. Test into this. That could be a great opportunity. Just use the order box here as well. 1 minute order block of that range. So that'd be a nice long onset of my bias as well. We could look at something like this, 1.5R. That wouldn't be too bad. Potentially could go for 2R because the stop losses aren't too big right now. Break even at 1R. So what I do now, my new current strategy is target 1.5R every single trade. Break even at 0.5R. So whatever I'm targeting, halfway to that target, I'll go break even. Depending on how big that target is, right? If it was something, for example, like, let's say I had my stop loss this big, I don't have my stop losses this big anymore, but just an example, and we do something that I wouldn't want to see happen. Let's say there's just a random kind of sweep or something up here, and then we rejected back then. Yeah, this went higher, but I wouldn't really be interested after that, so I would end up going break even, and then trailing accordingly as it goes. That's kind of what I do right now. Oof. It's not looking good to go further down right now. Unless we was to regain at least the midpoint of this candle. Because we do have that nasty hammer. But if we're getting halfway into that, which is around now, you could actually look at a short down to our levels. Which I actually wouldn't say no to if we can get that. We do have a 15-second range here, so we have to keep in mind that if we do go for a short, we're shorting literally on this 15-minute order block to go higher. I'll get ready. Lowest gap. We shouldn't really be going this deep into the level. What's the 15? 15 hasn't done an immediate rebalance. Okay, so we did test into that 15-minute order block. So I don't really want to take my chances unless I see an aggressive move down here. Yeah, because we did test that. Okay, cool. So that could be a. I could have just saved myself a loss there, because essentially I would like to get in at the midpoint now, which potentially we would be in right now, and almost in a losing position. Seeing something like that though is quite convincing to me that it's not going to go higher. I do believe this will go to target the current framework, but obviously I might be wrong. I don't want to take my bets, my chances on that, but that would be a great setup. If we didn't test into that level there, I would have taken this, but we did. I don't want to take that. My bias is up. But testing's the first thing that can flip us. I'm not going to just take a trade there. Be break even now anyway, so let's see what happens though. Maybe we'll just get break even. Misses us. That's always what I hope for when I miss a trade. It just immediately goes to break even, but it is what it is regardless, right? Yeah, I'm sure this would have got me out anyway. Even if this goes down now. How many ticks? No, it'd still be in. I do 3 ticks in the profit, so I'd barely be in this, which looks pretty lucky here actually. Okay. I'm more interested into this part here anyway. That's the part I'm really looking at. The actual level is 286. So we would have been out there for 1.5. TL Tokyo Low. Well, that would have been a great point to get out as well, huh? I've not got my New York session low and high, London low and high on my screen. Go quickly get that up so I can see. So cool. So New York high is actually these highs all the way up here. Let's just make sure it's the right level. Trading view. Okay, so it's another few ticks higher. And then we got London high, we're already at. I'm not really fussed about London high in that situation. London point of control is basically here at this hourly low. Yeah, I think that's what we really look at. New York high, Tokyo low. I don't need this on my screen. Don't want too many things. If we closed that and then we got this hammer, I would have actually tried that if I was there as well. Because if we're failing this range and we're hammering all the way back up to this order block plus this range and we're failing, then taking this down to my actual original target would have been something I would have looked at. Because closing this low is kind of failing this move higher off of this 15-minute, and it can bring us in to our original level. That being said though, my original level is here. I'm just hoping it gets to here. So maybe that wouldn't have been the best opportunity. But still, it looks like 2 for 2 for the ideas. I wouldn't have taken that second one, so I'm not mad about that. First one as well wouldn't have taken because of what we tested into. But the framework's there, right? That doesn't mean I'm just going to take it. There's going to be trades all the time. I'll miss out on those, that's fine. If it's not in my current framework, then I'm going to pass. Luckily as well, Top Step now has so many, like, you can set so many rules for yourself. Certain times you trade, how many trades you can take, times you can trade, how many times before another trade you can take another trade. There's so many good things they have now that I've always wanted. So a lot of the times it makes me really think hard about if I want to get in here for a start, because I know if I get in too early, I can't get into another trade. I've got it set for another 5 minutes. because I normally know I'll get in at the perfect position. So if it's not gone by then I'm probably just going to take a back-to-back loss if I try and get another trade. So I'll be fine missing out on it if it went down again if I lost the first time. So yeah, now I've got it set for 5 minutes in between every trade, which is nice. And then you can also set at the start of the week, you can set your weekly risk settings and you can't change it until next week, which I absolutely love, instead of daily. It just keeps you on track. You can't tilt for the whole week. It already sets you up for success. You take your trades every day and you can't tilt. It's perfect. It's the stuff that I've literally been wanting to have forever, and I finally got it. Anyway, let's see what happens here. Remember, this is my level. We don't have to come down to here. I'm going to set a couple of things on my screen. We don't have to come down to there, right? Maybe if we swept here, I'd look at that. So I do think this is a good trade. That's the issue, right? Swept on the 15-second now. I will give it a little bit of time. See how this candle closes. This candle closes in a good way, and then I'll try this. Looks like it's going to. Should close in a good way. Great, didn't get me in there. Yeah, I think it's a good attempt into my level. Break even there. And target is set for just a bit higher there. This needs to just go a bit higher. It's quite fast paced here, which I don't really like the look of. That being said, with how that's currently closed, I would actually just try and go break even there, and I'll be fine if it goes up. I don't like how that reacted. That kind of had to push up faster for me, and it didn't. So if it still goes up here, that's fine. That's fair enough. But I'm not going to sit in a rejected move like that coming into this range. I wanted that to push straight up. I'd be break even now anyway. No, I wouldn't. Sorry, break even was here. But the way that looked, I wasn't interested in sticking that. Was it a good call? I'm about to find out. Yeah, because we could still come down for this sweep as well. So yeah, that was a good call. We'd take a loss there. Now coming to a level, and we're just falling off a cliff. So that's the thing, right? It had to go up right there. This is the daily gap, 15-minute order block open as well. That level was had to go up there. It didn't. In my opinion, good opportunity. That's the second place it would flip. It was the more than likely place to flip versus here. So that's why I tried it as well. So yeah, that's fine. Daily low. Daily low is where? Let's take a look on trading view. 253. I don't really understand how. Never mind, I'm not even gonna bother saying that. Opens here, right? So 11 p.m. on Tuesday, some kind of Wednesday candle, which never really makes sense to me, but sure. That's the daily low anyway. So now if this is gonna go up, I'm not gonna attempt it here. I want to see this close, and then I could try. I was fine trying it there with the no confirmation, but I'm not trying it here. This is going to be the better place. Plus, if we're getting here, we're failing to get above that daily gap there, which I don't actually. What's happened? Why is that not marked properly? Oh, it's the 15-minute. Yeah, I should probably rework that. Yes, pal. Yeah, we're in the daily gap anyway. I want to see it above that. This is looking great as well. If this can continue that movement up, create a 5-minute hammer, test back down. This is the new Tokyo low. Don't need this on my screen anymore. It's the 15 minutes saying. 15-minute is looking, if we can obviously flip up now, that would look really nice. Oof. 30-minute is not looking nice, I tell you that, to go higher. Even it's the hourly. Damn, none of it's looking good. None of it's looking good anymore. Um, Remember, it's the start of the day, so it doesn't have to go up right now. So if there's no framework to go higher, we might have to start looking at shorts here. Because right now, that's not looking too good. There wouldn't be short in here anyway, but great short, the one we was talking about, great short there, great short there. Long missed, but that was my direction. Plus these shorts in the moment were on levels I didn't want them to hold. That was it. I think that was good trade management anyway. Sometimes just for me, it's going to be more so. Where did we get in? Was it here? I know we're going here. For me, it's more so. How does it look in that moment? Do I need to stick to a fixed get to 1 hour break even? Do I want it to go up now? If it doesn't go up now, it's going to foul. And in my opinion, creating this black down candle, testing into this range, yeah, it's going to be a pass for me. And that was great. That was good trade management. I've seen that so many times, I'm not going to fall for it, right? So, fixed rules when you haven't gone anywhere, not so fixed rules when you're failing off of things, right? It's kind of how I manage trades. Trade by trade is always different. It's not always going to be the same. But if we've gone nowhere, then I stick to my fixed rule. If something we're clearly failing, and I can avoid a loss here, I'm going to avoid the loss, obviously. So just a break even now. 2 break evens on the night. Both shorts. Both. No, sorry, one short, one long. At this point, I can't see a world where we don't sweep this low. I might as well just put the Tokyo low here at this point, because it's definitely going to get there. I'm going to make this a raw recording instead of pausing it, just because it keeps me on track. Sometimes I forget and I get in a trade and I have it paused, or I don't trade how I want to because I'm not essentially being recorded. What do I want to see to try along again? Is most likely closing, because we're holding off of this 1 minute order block, and then testing down. I wouldn't try off of the bait range unless we have a candle that's so convincing that it's going up. Other than that, I wouldn't take this bait range unless we have a hammer candle, because obviously long term we're still creating higher lows, higher highs in this current framework, and we could still have a nice 15-minute candle go higher, even if it closes like this or closes down. It doesn't matter, because if we create higher lows, in theory, high, low, high, low, high, you know. So until we actually go all the way down, create a lower low, I'll stick to that. Oh, that's a nice looking hammer, but we've not closed that high. We're in the daily gap there. I think that would just won't really give me an opportunity to get in anyway. But now we've failed that high there. It would have been better if we closed the high. Could have tried that. Gotta be picky with your trades every time. If you're not picky, you're just gonna get in stuff that fails. No, I wanted the hammer. We didn't close the high. That was the hammer. No closing the high. So I'm not gonna take it. Even if it works out, I'm not taking that if there's no close. Because we're sweeping to potentially close. You know? If we close this here and it's still hovering around, we could potentially still get in. We didn't close it again, so I'm not going to try it. Gotta be stubborn. Gotta be stubborn with it. Because to me, this is still failing. It's still failing. Unless we close that. It's definitely looking like it's going to start reversing high. I mean, just look at the 5 minute for a start. 5 minute looks good. 15 looks very good. But we've still not closed a high. We've closed a high now. So see how we react for this. And maybe we can look at wherever this low is as the hammer candle. Because if we come up now as well on the 5 minute, we're directed to go lower, come all the way back up. We've got 2 minutes as well. Would not be looking at that anymore. No hammer. So that means it's a bait range then. Right, remember what I said? We close it and then get a hammer into it, I'll take it straight away. If not, I'll wait for it to close this. I'm not taking that down. I don't really dabble with big candles. Unless there's a reason to, because literally, big candle, 15 second, there's just a range. It's the thing with big candles that a lot of people miss. Could look like you're going higher, but then you go down. Oh well, you close the higher, or you close the low. Oh well, that's getting long. Oh wait, we just tested. You're about to go down, and you've taken a loss. So I don't dabble with big candles in a lot of trades unless the framework is correct for me. If inside that big candle we've swept, we've created a hammer, then yeah. If we've closed a low and I'm looking for a long, and I'm basically longing at the bearish order block, then I might as well just chuck my money away. So yeah, I think we're definitely failing, obviously. Failing this range. Remember, we've not fouled the range until we close the low, but look how this is closed. Unless we get such a nice 5 minute hammer, I think this is dead and we're going down to these lows. And once again, it's too low for me to look at a short. Too low for a short. But look how many times the exact same setup has happened. So in theory, we close that, next one's going to be there. But something I will always say is the lower you go, the less likely it's going to work. Higher, the better it's going to work. Further down you go, the more unlikely it's going to come up. Okay, new low anyway. Like I said, I might as well just have it at these levels anyway. And look at that, straight down. Swept. Yeah, definitely going down here. I wouldn't mind seeing this close and taking longs up to here. It's already 147. I don't really like being around any later than 2:30 if there's no setup, so I do actually only have 43 minutes to potentially get something. New low about to get put in. Definitely no momentum to go higher right now. Didn't get any of the looks I'd want. No hammer off of lows into all the blocks. The only place we can potentially get that right now is going to be here. we test this and we get such a nice hammer, then yeah, I'll try it along. If not, I need to see more. Because in theory, 12 minutes have to go by. Um, to close this, and then to start longing up. So logically speaking, it wouldn't be the most wise idea to try a long straight off the first test, because it could just hover around here. Once it closes, then yeah, you know. But I need to see a very convincing sign that it's going to go up straight away. If not, it's going to hover around, close, and then try and go up. But then we go into other time frames. So the 30 would close as well. So the hourly. So this is kind of perfect if we can close this. Keep it in mind that that's the hourly order block. So if we're in this, I would look at if we can't get above here, we need to go break even. Okay, so if we're going up here, looks like I'd want to see this close. Dip down. That's if we go up, right? Remember, the lower we are, the more likely the shorts aren't going to work. But there's still a short here to come down to here. The only way I'll take the short is if it looks so convincing. What's so convincing to me would probably be this candle, like this, going into this gap and the daily gap. It's not even the right level on trading view. It's different. It's not really changed anything. It's kind of the exact same thing, but don't need to drag that any further than 245 really, because I won't be using this the next day. Didn't test it into anything, no reason to short here. Don't have to go like here if we get a nice hammer. Because that's the thing, right? Look at this, we're creating a hammer on the 5. Well, we create a hammer on the 5 after potentially, if it goes up here, we swap this range. And then we can go up to here and close that. Until we close that range, this is not a sweep. It is a sweep, sorry. Ugh, that's the exact candle I'm talking about. But it's too low. It's way too low. Way too low. But that's the trade. 1.66 right there. Go a bit higher. 1.58. That would be the trade. Only if that was here. Way too low. I meant low if I said higher the first time. It's way too low. But that's the exact that look. Every time you see something like that, that's like you've got these levels up, and then the next candle comes in, goes even higher, and then rejects all the way down. This is such a nice look to go further down. Vice versa on the other side. Like that. That's literally why a hammer's so good. Low, test further in, boom, boom, boom. We break even, so 3 ticks in the profit is my break even. Covers the fees. We get to the midpoint of there, I would end up trailing that to the higher this candle. But I'd still just keep it here. So I'd not trail it there anyway. 0.24, not really anything, but just wish that was higher that happened. Coming into the target now. That'd be 3 for 3. If we took all of them, obviously, but I'm not taking trades in positions where I don't want to. And I mean, I'm pretty sure my target was a bit higher than that, huh? If this reverses now, maybe it was 1.58. That'd be a kick in the teeth to tell me to change, to fix it at 1.5 because I would have got break even here. That would have been outrageous. I'm glad. I'm glad. The more that happens, the more it disciplines your mind just to keep it up. Exactly what you want to keep it up. Not try and get a bit more because it can go a bit further, because now look what's happened. I would have just walked away at break even. Anyway, 2 great looks. Where did my Tokyo low line go? Did I get rid of it? Probably would just use this. What was that level? What is this? What even is this? I don't know what this is. I couldn't tell you. But anyway, we'll use this. TL. Nihon. Same thing applies, by the way. Close this. Oh no, great hammer if I'm gonna get that. Another thing, also entering off of if this was a hammer. I got it wrong thing now. that was a hammer and you close something and test into it and it was an orange candle, just go for it. Just go for it. I go for it all the time. Great, I love it when this happens. Don't know why it freezes sometimes and just... Don't know how this one on Spotify, but sure. Sometimes it just freezes, just goes really slow. So me when I'm recording. Okay, this is looking good. To go higher now. Absolutely, look at that. We can close with that hammer. Test into this order block. This is the last candle. It needs to close on the 15. Look at that 30-minute. My goodness. So this is actually where I needed to test into the first time. So this is the actual trade. The short trade. If we got that there, that's where I would have tried it. But now it's a bit different. Different framework. Got a range here. Because you go for something like that and you have a range here, it can just flip straight off of. Exhibit A, if this does go higher. It's like testing into the higher. Target would be there. I just want that long to come in. Is there news? Let me look. No, there was 1:30 news. Next news is well after I'm off. Oh my goodness. God, you could literally just short any top of the range and every single one would have worked. It's crazy. And that's just neglected my long again. Great. I don't, no idea what's happened here. That's the hammer into my level. But I don't know what's happening here. I'm refreshing Forex Factory. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm trying to look for news. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, of course. It's always that. Iran situation. Of course. Who would have thought, huh? Who would have thought? Iran situation. It's always that. But look at that though, for a start. Damn. It's just news though, huh? It's not really. But now it's in the realm of we've got 43 minutes left. We're in the middle of nowhere. None of the longs have hit now because this has happened. The next point we have down is all the way back down. London or New York lower. that I wasn't even gonna bother putting on my screen. Now it looks like it probably will get there in Tokyo session. Oh, daily lows here now, so there's that. It's the week, it's the hourly order block. And stop losses didn't increase, which is good. Yeah, because I mean, if we're failing to go up here, well, then the next points we're gonna have are gonna be. This is something we can have on our screen. This is the 4-hour high. Make sure it's the right level on trading view. So we're looking at, that was actually yesterday's London high as well, 192.50. Yeah, that's the one. 192.50. 192.50 is going to be the next point that we look at here. So if we're failing to go up now, closing this range. The next range in play is also the 15-minute order block. So that's something to look at. We do need to close this lower. 30 as well. 30 is definitely going to close. We are into that hourly order block higher. And I said I wasn't going to pause it, but I am going to just pause it real quick, just because unless we close this, come back up, I'll come down to here. I'm not dabbling in the middle, so yeah, I will unpause it if I feel like I'm going to get in a trade and I don't want to, but other than that, I'm just going to pause it. So far, nothing has happened at all. We've been stuck in the same range. Only 10 minutes, but you know, as I said, I don't really want to be in anything any later than 2:45. So we do only have 34 minutes here. Does it look like we can start going up? No, not really. Still looking to close this 15-minute, which does look like we are gonna. Once we close it, we can start thinking about longing up if we do start closing ranges, right? Because we would be holding this hourly order block to go higher. But yeah, we still have 3 minutes here and we have to close this. So I'll keep it on pause now just because we are very close to that. But I'd like to see this close this range, retest down, hammer candle up to there. Could be looking at something like this. Wouldn't have to go too far for us to take our win now. But we need to close down. I really hope it does. I really do. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to. If we're holding this range, right? I'm not taking that just because we closed one high. Obviously closed at 5 minute. It's not really good enough though, is it? Yeah, I think this is gone. It's definitely gone. Okay, well if we're failing to go lower, then longs are definitely on the table. I mean, I was waiting for a long anyway, but let's see it. We could actually get here a good trade. I don't care if we close this or not. If this candle here tests into this, holds above here convincingly into here, hammer candle gets put in, is in the gap. Okay. Could be a hammer. Could be exactly what we want. That is exactly what I want. 1 hour's there. So let's see. Target is up here. It's actually not where my target should be. Target's here. 1 hour. Where is the 1 hour? Where's the 1 hour? It's gonna get that ready. Yeah, it's close enough for me. Want it to go up now. If it doesn't go up, then fair enough. And cool. Lovely. And just because of the time, we're just gonna log straight out there. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That was a pretty good trade. All the framework there I wanted. Every single point of interest for me. I could have actually I should have done more contracts there, but still. At the end of the day, it went exactly where I wanted it to go. And yeah, cool. Hope you get something out of this. It's just being patient, taking a trade and just leaving it as that. Right, I've got 30 minutes left. I'd rather just log off, take that small trade. That's the thing, it barely has to go anywhere, right? Because I'm doing 1.5R. 1.5R is nowhere. It barely has to move. 2 minutes and I've made my work. So cool. Yeah. Hope you get something out of this and goodbye.